It's kind of like a surreal moment getting to hang out with you and vibe in real life.
Listen, we got to get you some better goals in life.
You were far too humble. Welcome back to the Scene Canada. Now we just got to Toronto and I'm amped up because we've got an amazing group of people who are going to show us everything that this diverse music scene has to offer. So let's get to it. Welcome to Toronto, Canada's most culturally diverse city. The city is Canada's largest and most modern metropolis. Toronto is home to popular artists like Drake, The Weeknd, and Alessia Cara, propelling the city to become the new stronghold for music production. We're here and ready to explore what's making this music scene take over the world stage. Universal Music Canada has been pivotal in popularizing homegrown artists. Toronto rapper Kardinal Offishall is a local icon and the face of that movement.
You have to understand the concept of a cultural mosaic versus the melting pot. When you come to America, you are American and you're almost encouraged to shed whatever cultural baggage that you came with. Whereas here, the cultural mosaic is one where you are taught to embrace who you are culturally. So the whole Canadian identity is one that includes several different cultures.
How has your relationship with Toronto influenced your music throughout your career?
Music is always, I grew up understanding it's supposed to be an extension of who you are. And who I was a Jamaican Canadian young dude that grew up and had a certain type of experience living in Toronto. And that's what I wanted to express in my music.
Toronto has kind of been Canada's downtown. What do you think it is about Toronto that's going to continue drawing people specifically here?
What's happening today within Toronto is it's not just the music. We have a crazy fashion industry here, the Toronto International Film Festival, even with sports and with the Raptors making such a massive impression. Even if you look at people like Roger Mooking who have mainstream cooking shows, like there's so many different things that contribute to Toronto kind of being the nucleus for the country. Culturally, we're a humble people. We're very proud of our humility. We're very proud of the fact that we're not necessarily as in your face as some of the other nations around the world. But I think what's happening now is we're starting to beat our chest a little bit. Like, we are dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are ill.
Before leaving Universal's offices, I had to talk with one of the biggest influences on the Toronto music scene. Jeffrey Remedios is the president and CEO of UMC. Remedios helped build the music scene for more than 15 years and has seen the city grow into what it is today.
The world knows about many of our great new superstars, from Drake to The Weeknd to Alessia Cara to Shawn Mendes to Justin Bieber.
Right.
But the list runs long and the list runs deep. For everyone who's not from Toronto, everyone's going, wow, what is this special moment happening in Toronto? And for anyone from Toronto, it's like, of course we are. This community coming together is just going to keep thriving and keep getting more vibrant. A lot of our talent we're exporting raw, and why I'm here and why I stay here is so that we can start developing and refining our talent here. The healthier our industry and our ecosystem is in Toronto, the better and more vibrant it is for all artists.
What else do we need to see?
You gotta get to the East End, you gotta go to Yorkville, like the birth of the folk music scene, Joni Mitchell and Neil Young. You gotta go to King West. You gotta get out to our suburbs, like we've got some of the most amazing food from all cultures. You go through Little India, you go through Chinatown. Kensington is amazing. It's like this market in the middle of downtown Toronto with no specific nationality driving it, and yet all of them represented. Interesting groceries, interesting food, amazing shops of different cultures, awesome vintage clothing, some of the greatest coffee in the city. When I bring visitors to Toronto, one of my first stops is Kensington. People are going, where are we? It's like, you're in Toronto.
All right, so I just got to El Macumbo, which is a legendary music venue here in Toronto. We're about to go talk to the guys who purchased this place. They're about to renovate the entire thing.
So this was the second floor of the album combo. The Rolling Stones came here under the name The Cockroachers, and the album Love You Live was recorded here in a small van out on the street by Eddie Kramer, who was doing all the studio upstairs for them.
It's insane.
I get
Stevie Ray
goosebumps.
Vaughan,
Stevie Ray Vaughan,
Jimi Hendrix,
Blondie,
Rolling Stones,
Cars, U2.
After hearing about iconic bands that have played in the city, I wanted to meet up with an artist who is pioneering today's music scene. Rapper Jimmy Prime, the man responsible for giving Toronto the popular moniker, The Six.
You see shit coming out of Toronto like it's homegrown, like, you know? Like that person's from Toronto, like, you know?
Right. It feels like the diversity that I get to experience in Brooklyn, but dialed up from 7 to 10, and the people are just a lot friendlier across the board.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, like, sometimes with these other places you go to and people are just so hostile, but like, Toronto is just like, I don't know, man. What's the need to be hostile for? Like, winter's already bad enough, and I'm not trying to be grumpy on top of that, you know? When you come here, people aren't gonna act like go back home. People are gonna act like they're trying to put you on to what we got going on, you know? We're all just so proud of what we're doing and how we live that, like, we just wanna show it to the world, really.
How did you come up with the term The Six?
To me, it's just like, it's just a new feel, a new vibe for the city, you know? Like, we just had like a whole new culture coming up, and I just felt like we needed like something to represent it. And I kinda just caught on. The 6 just felt right. Like, it's cold, you know? It's like that number that just stands out, like, you feel me?
Yeah. Jimmy Prime told us that we had to come catch a live show, so we're gonna watch him perform tonight with a few of his friends from in Toronto. And I'm about to go check it out. Let's get into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell her to go. I'm gonna walk before. I'm gonna run in the spot. I'm gonna take all that they got. I'm gonna more toys, 4 doors, court, side, wood, floors.
I'ma take no disrespect. I'ma go run up a check. I'ma go straight for the net.
I had a sick time checking out Jimmy Prime's show last night, but I have one more person I've got to check in with while I'm here. We just got to the Drake Hotel, where we're about to meet up with DJ Charlie B. You've watched the blow of a lot of these artists that are huge in the States now. Yeah. What's the process of breaking the records, and how are you able to like unify the scene and bring people together?
I want to be the guy that breaks the artists from the city. And I started doing these mixtapes. That was just all the local talent. I didn't really get a lot of support from the artists financially, but I wasn't doing it for that reason. I was more doing it because I really wanted the city out there. The success from here has broadened on like a world scale, which is great.
Absolutely.
So people know that Toronto's the 6, or they know it's T-Dot. Guys like Maestro or Shot Claire or Cardi paved the way for us locally, and guys like Drake and Tory and The Weeknd have been able to kick that door down worldwide.
I've had such an amazing time in Toronto. We've met some amazing people, from originators to fresh-faced innovators, and I can see exactly why this city's become such a hub for the greatest talent in the world. If the rest of Canada is half as cool as this city, then I'm really in for a huge treat, and I can't wait.